GM guys, welcome to Super Team Workshop. Today we'll be working on how to create mint, how to create token account, and also how to mint a token. By now you already know how to transfer so from one address to another. You also know how to connect your wallet to your UI. So today we'll be working on how to create mint, how to create token account, and also how to mint token. So right now, if you want to, there are two things you need when you want to mint a token. You need to know how to work with SPL, Solana SPL token. Also how to work with Solana Web3.js. These two are very essential when working with minting of token. So if you want to read more on Solana, the example here, creating mint, you can read more on the Solana doc and understand more about the token program which you can use in creating tokens. Also, another way of creating token, which we will not be covering in this workshop, which is creating token using the command line interface, which is already here in the doc. That's like the one of the main method you use. But if you want to create a token using your UI, you can also do it using JavaScript or TypeScript. But as well, you can also create token using your command line interface, which is as stipulated here on Solana documentation. But the one we're going today is how to create it using your React UI, how to create a token, maintain it, and how to create token account. So let's get into it. Let's start with code. So first we have to create a new file called createmint.jsx. Here we can start coding up on how to create mint. So we can do that by starting with use client. If you want to import, we import use state from React. We import Solana Web3. We import Solana token, SPL token. We also import Toast. This is not really required, but I just want to style up my UI. That's why I needed it from React to Safari. Also import use connection. Now this use connection is very important because we have to connect to a blockchain for us to make any transaction. And that will from our wallet. I'm using use wallet. So what else? What else? What else? What else? So let's start building up the function. This export console now we can get the public key and the send transaction, which are from the use wallet. These two are from we are getting it from the use wallet. Also, we need to get the connection, which will be coming from use connection as well. So for our UI, you can choose to mint transaction for and also set mint transaction. This is from the use state, React use state. Also, I want to put so mint address and set mint address. So I can call this not maybe no. So just some React stuffs. So let's have some check here. Connection error. Let's put some function that checks if the user has no public key, meaning if they are not connected or there's no connection. I want to have a tool that says error is connect your wallet. So that is they have to connect their wallet before they can mint any transaction. Then I can return true. Okay. Then I return false. Else if they have all these requirements, if they have a public key and also have a connection, I should return false. Then let's go further. Now let's create our function that handles the minting process itself. Let's create mint equals to some async function. It's passing dot prevent default. If connection error, return. If there's connection error, it should return. If there's connection error, it should return. But if there is not, we now use our try catch block. Now in this try catch block, this is where we write our instructions. If there's no public key, console dot error. To console the error, public key is not ensure wallet is connected. Those are some of simple checks we want to do to make sure that our user has their wallet connected before they can be able to try to mint, because without that our whole process will just fail, and we need to have this already at hand before we can continue creating a token for them. So now, first of all, when we are minting it, when we are in the Solana blockchain, before you mint a token, you have to first of all have an address, kind of a key pair, and you can use that using Solana Web3.js, which we have already done that before in this workshop. So we have to first create a token mint dot key pair dot generate. What this is a key pair. So this generates a random key pair. Inside this key pair it has a public key and also a secret key. The secret key is meant for signing transaction, and the public key is for receiving payment into the. But now we want to use it for our mint address, our token mint. This is a key pair for our token mint. So now another thing, let's calculate the lamp port. So bit dot get minimum token, not token mint. Get minimum balance warrant exemption. What this does, and let's pass is a connection key. What this does is it gets the minimum Lamport balance for a base token account to be rent exempt. It takes in the connection to use desired level. What this English means entirely is that for any data stored on the Solana blockchain, there must be rent paid for that address to be stored. Whether it's your wallet address, which has a associated token account, or a smart contract, or any program that runs on the Solana blockchain, there must be a rent that's paid for that account or for that transaction to be in the blockchain. So now, for us to mint a token, you have to first pay for a rent fee for that our address to hold that token on the blockchain. So what we do, we are now getting the what how we're now asking how much is the minimum rent that we can pay for our address to be rented exempt. The address we now store inside this lamp port, and we pass it the connection. Just continue. So we can create a transaction. So now inside this is a transaction class, and, and this is for instruction. We can add one or more instruction in this transaction. Here we can add instructions to this transaction before we can pass it to the blockchain. So for the instruction we want to pass into this, we want to pass the system program to create account. So what's the system program? System program is the model of the factory class for transaction to interact with the system program. The system program is the program that governs what programming is in the Solana blockchain. Like before any transaction is done, like when a soul is moved, the system program handles that. When a wallet is created, the system program handles that. So the system program is the Solana blockchain program itself. So now from there we can now have a create account. We want to create an account for us to start our mint, to store our mint, store our token. So now first this generates a transaction instruction that creates a new account. And what does this do? Inside this, Let's say from public key, we now pass it our public key, new account public key, token mint dot public key. Remember, this token mint is the main token mint that we created here, which is a random token that we created. So we stored it, and now we are now passing to our new account public key. And also, you need to have a space where our token will be. Token of mint size. This is the byte length of a mint. This is the amount of space in byte allocated to your created account. Okay. So now we now pass the lamp port. It's how much for our for a rent exempt. That was pass the so now also we pass the program ID token dot program ID. So now with this now we pass our first instruction. So let's also add another instruction as well, which from the SPL token we can create initialize mint instruction. No, it's not the mint too. Using this. So now with this, it's texting a token mint dot public key. And now we're passing our decimals. Remember from last class, there's a for every token that's on the blockchain, there must be it comes with decimals. 0.1234, that's in the back, that's the decimal of this. So we need to pass in our decimal how many decimal we want our token to have. So after that, we pass in our public key, which is the authority. Now the freeze authority, you can pass in no token dot token program ID. Now this which means this constructs an initialize mint instruction. Creating a token mint account. Number of decimals in token mint account. Token account amount. Minting authority. Optional authority to freeze token SPL token account. So this is token mint account which we generated. The decimals we want our token to have the mint authority which is ourselves, and optional, but now we don't want any freezing. So with this we're now passing our second instruction. So let's continue. So this send transaction, when we package our instruction, we need to put it here so we can send it. And this is inside the transaction. So that's why this transaction here, we're now about to put it so we can send it to the blockchain. We're passing our token, we use our signer token mint. reset our main transaction signature, set mint address to the token. This is now for our UI. What we want to put in our UI token public key. Now we want to pass in our toast, which will now pass to the user make successfully. Okay, so now let's catch our error. In case if there's any error, we should also log it to the user. Error creating document. So now we also want, these are some of the things we want to pass in our UI so that when to pass a mint output to token address. Also, if you want to read more about some of these like the get minimum rent exemption, you can also go to the Solana documentation. Here I'm sure that it's also in the documentation. If you also want to know more about the SPL token, you can get it on NPL.js. Okay, if you want to trace it, you can go to there. Go to repository and now check some of the code. Like rent exemptions, uh, sending transactions. These are some of the instructions. These are from, as you can see, we get them from the use wallets. So let's continue our output. Just put a dependency and address address and the submit address. Okay, we now pass this to address dot 2 base 58. Also, you need to add the cluster, so it will direct the user to the DevNet blockchain. there's an error here. This also, all this shouldn't be the same color. Okay, let's leave it for now. And let's go to the next one. Next transaction. Signature. Signature. Next transaction. Okay, I think that's looking better. So now let's work on the UI. We'll be working with the form. Inside the form to be an on submit. Create mint, which is the function we created here that does all this. This create mint, this is the function that we call when we submit this form. Inside this, okay, let's put a h2 tag that says create documents. And also a button. Also create a button here. Then inside the button we can push the type submit. You can choose to just use submit this button. We don't need to style it much though. It's not you can style it as you want, but for you want to focus so you can cover up more ground, you can just leave it. You can style these buttons, you can style the form as you like. Maybe let me style it a little bit. So, to, to a 0 of pieces rounded large shadow large ability for flex dot justify to dot items center inside this, maybe I should pass this. Let me also style this H1 font bold, text to Excel, text as well. Something this opacity also not allowed. Disable over F6 ECB. Okay, let me close this. Also add a background of gradient. Let me submit. Then let's go. Once your submit button is done, maybe we can let's put another div. Put a text small in it. Font semi bold. Put a background. Border gray. 500. Then rounded to then 2 pixel. I think that's enough. That's going to do. Then inside there we can put our another line. Space /1 /2. Now we want to now pass in our mint output that we created here. So using a map, so we can spread it. Title dependency True. Okay, maybe we can let's use a line. Say key equals to title. Then let's type it. Flex justify between items center. Then maybe inside this we can pass a span. Drag and wider. And inside this span, that's our title. Now under this we pass our dependency. All these are just React basic React focused. This is no has nothing to do with Solana itself. This is just mostly React. So this is okay. Now we transition or direction 200. So same things we can passing our dependency to string or slice. Okay, now it's an error message. And our code is still running perfectly fine. Also add an external link icon. Okay, it's compiling perfectly fine. Okay, so that's Let's check and see how the UI looks. Okay, we haven't passed the UI. Let's pass the UI to the page component. Import, create. That's nice. Okay. Now this is our create means. I'm just saying hydration. It's not really an error for us. So when we connect our address, we are connected. So when a user clicks this button, the address is supposed to pop up here. If it's, let's check the log, see what the problem is. Does mean this is not working. So let's go back to our submit button. On submit, it's a type of submit. Okay. Create mint. Okay, let's check where the error is coming from. Our button has a type submit. We have a submit form. So this should be submitted. Let's go back and check. Don't know why we're having this error. Oh, that is this 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 button is not. Let me this with glasses. It says here that error that prevent from if connection error return try if no public key return document lamport transaction with this alone our address is supposed to be so let's run this and check and see where error is coming from. So the answer is for it locks nothing. That's the issue. Doesn't work. But let's check. This button is clicked. Does it log in button? Wait. This button. It doesn't work. Oh, our balance is not connected. Our wallet is not connected. I remember we said that if you know if public key and connection and public key is not connected, if there's no public key and there's no connection, return true, else return false. So now we have to connect our wallet address, then we can try to mix. Okay. Now we are now paying 0.0014. This is the lamp port we are paying to sign this transaction. So once we confirm, now this is our token mint address and this is our mint transaction signature. Let's open this. Now we now have our token address. The decimal we gave is which is 6 is our mint authority, which is ourselves. But now we now have a token mint, but we don't have a token in it. So we now have a token mint on the blockchain. What else for us to do now is to now populate it with tokens. For each mint to have tokens. Currently now we now have a mint which with this mint now we can now create a token and store that token in the token account. So that will be our next session.